What's up, metalheads? Death Metal Dave in your face here on metalmessiahradio.com. And I have a very awesome special guest, a guy that I've loved every piece of music that he has been a part of throughout the years, Mr. Chris Reifert. And he's in a bunch of bands, so we'll go over a few of those bands later. But welcome, Chris. I appreciate you joining me.
Hey, no problem, man. How you doing there?
Good, just chilling in Florida. Getting ready for
same over here.
Getting ready for the brutal heat of the summer and the hurricane season.
Oh man, with something fun to look forward to there.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I first heard of you when I was in Alabama, and I knew nothing about the brutal death metal side of things in like 1987, actually. And my buddy from a band called Skeletal Earth showed me Scream Bloody Gore and then said, "You're moving to the place, Tampa, Florida, where bands like Nasty Savage and that you like, and Sabotage that you like," is talking to me. And then he said, "But there's these other bands, Death, Massacre, Amon," and he just went off about these, and he showed me the Scream Bloody Gore, and I was like, cool. I didn't know what to think about it. And yeah. I first moved here, and the first person I met was Terry Butler. And it was after Chuck had moved back to Florida, and he had gathered the guys that were from Massacre to do Scream Bloody Gore tour. So I wanted to talk to you about how I'm jumping ahead here is what I'm doing. But I wanted to talk to you about how you first started into music, what got you going in the brutal sense of the metal, and then how you joined up with Chuck.
Just playing music is something I always wanted to do, like even as a little kid, like going to my grandparents' house, and my parents would sit me down on the kitchen floor and give me like a pot and a pan and a couple of wooden spoons to bang on them with, and that would like keep me busy while they went in the next room and drank or whatever it was they were doing. I'm sure it was drinking, but yeah, so, and then my grandfather was a musician, my parents were musicians. It was just kind of one of those things. And then they put me in a marching band when I was probably like 9 or something like that. And then playing bass drum. And then I think I got like a snare drum after that, or a drum pad, which was pretty boring. I always wanted to get like a full on drum kit. That was always the goal.
Right.
And eventually that happened, so, yeah. And then of course, once you start playing an instrument, the first thing you want to do is get in a band. So that's kind of how that whole thing went down, then you just find a buddy, you look for someone with long hair or something,
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you probably play an instrument, oh, you do. Cool. Let's jam let's try and make a band, and that's pretty much how it started. And I always gravitated towards the heaviest, loudest, fastest things I could find,
right.
As soon as they came out, and kind of just been staying on that road ever since,
It seems like San Francisco area was like filled with that.
Oh yeah.
Back then in the 80s.
Oh yeah. I saw more shows than anyone should be allowed to see in their lifetime. That were killer. It was just like constant, between, when you had the whole like Broadway scene in San Francisco, we had the Stone and the Mabuhay Gardens and Rock on Broadway. There was always shows. And then Berkeley had like Ruthie's Inn, and there was, the Omni in Oakland, and there was just always shit going on. It was pretty unbelievable, looking back at some of the things I got to see. Like at the time, it was just like doing it, just doing stuff. And now I look back, I'm like, wow, I was really lucky to see all that stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. But I was a big fan of the San Francisco thrash metal, if you will.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's no shortage of that.
Yeah, and so was Burnt Offering like your first solid band that you did? I see you probably your first recordings.
Yeah, I had a band before that called Guillotine that it was just me and a buddy trying to figure out how to be a band. You know, we didn't know what the hell we were doing, so it was just me on drums and a friend on guitar, and we wrote like 2 songs and got them down, and that's about as far as it went. You know, it was just you know, like without someone telling you how to be a band, you don't know. You know, it's just like trying to. It sounds weird, but you know, just trying to figure out like how it works and what you do. But so it lasted for a minute. It was fun, good experience. And then I got the Burnt Offering gig, and we actually like made a couple demos in the studio, and actually went out and played live shows. You know, played Ruthie's Inn 3 times with that band when I was 16. You know, it was a pretty good start. So. You know, yeah, man, been busy ever since.
Yeah, and then so I guess did you send off your Burnt Offering tapes and tape trading and all that shit? Did you have an effort to get signed at all, or
not really? We put our demos in a local record shop called the Record Exchange, which was a really cool place. It had like import metal albums and stuff. That place was an eye opener. So they like carried our demos, which was cool. But nah, we didn't know any better, like what to do. You know, we just made demos just to make them. You know,
just wanted to play.
We just wanted to play, you know, and just get experience, and you know, and then playing shows and stuff like that. So it was just all part of the learning process. You know, I was at that point I wasn't hip to like sort of tape trading and shit like that, you know, but, you know, just trying to learn as we go.
And, so jumping back to what I was talking about before, Death, how did you meet up with Chuck? How did that come about?
Yeah, it was super weird. I mean, I was already a fan of the band from like hearing the demos and stuff, and like reading interviews and fanzines, shit like that. So I was well aware of Death, and you know, I knew all the demo songs and all that. I'd already been, you know, collecting the demos and stuff. So like I said, I was a fan. And then one day this friend of mine came up to me, and she had a radio show a metal show on the local high school radio station. And she just came up to me and she's like, "Hey, this guy named Chuck who said he's got a band called Death, who's going to put an ad on the radio show, and he's looking for band members. I thought I might give you his number and give you a jump on things." You know, I don't remember what the wording was, but it was something along those lines.
Cool.
And then she gave me a little piece of paper with the phone number on it. And my first thought was, there's no way it's the same guy, because I know he's out of Florida, and like, how weird, why would he be over here?
Right.
You know, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But of course, I'm like, well, I better find out. So I took the phone number home and called up, and it was him. You know, I was like, oh shit, you know, and it was just one of those, like, how did that end up happening? You know, that was really strange, but cool. It was good. You know, I was super excited, and we got along good on the phone. He had me come over to where he was living at that point and talked metal a little bit. And, you know, I assured him that I knew how to play fast and stuff like that. And, I remember he showed me, he'd just written Scream Bloody Gore, the song, and he just played the whole song on guitar just to show it to me. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that's sick. And yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. And so did you first record? I'm trying to figure this out. I read somewhere that you recorded the album twice. Is that true? Did you record once in Florida?
Maybe 1.5 times. Yeah, I went and stayed at Chuck's family's house with him for the summer of '86, with the intent of recording the album out there. For some reason, we thought it'd be a good idea to record out there. And so we just signed with Combat, they let us just pick a studio. So I remember we're sitting in the Schuldiner family house, and we got the phone book out and looked through the white pages at businesses, looking for a studio, and we just found one. I think it's called American Recording Studios. Like, oh, let's go there. I think pretty sure it was in Orlando, because it's the closest big city.
Right.
And we went over there, and we were talking with the guys, and they're asking what kind of music we played, and we're like, oh yeah, we played like super heavy death metal. Like, I think we threw out just to give them something that they may have heard of. We're like, yeah, have you ever heard of Slayer? And they looked at us like we had three heads. They're like, no, they didn't know anything about metal. That should have been our first warning.
Right.
But we didn't see a red flag. So we started recording, and we got through like, I think 7 songs, just rhythms, just like one guitar and drums. And for some reason, I think Combat wanted to hear our progress. I don't remember how things worked back then with no emails or internet or anything, but somehow they heard, maybe the studio sent them a cassette. I don't fucking have a clue. But somehow Combat heard what we had done, and they hated it. Huh. They're like, no, it's not going to work. You can hear it. It's out. It's been released.
Yeah.
That session. And Combat was indeed wise, because it sounds terrible. Like this, the engineers there, they didn't know what to do with metal. I mean, I don't know if they knew how to do anything over there.
Right.
It sounded bad. The tones were just bad. And so Combat was like, nah, we're going to have you start all over again. We're going to send you to LA and work with Randy Burns. And so that was fantastic. Then we really got to do the album properly, and that is what you see here today. So it was a good move on Combat's part. Otherwise, I think the whole thing would have went down a lot differently.
Sounds like Combat really believed in it.
Nah. Yes and no. I mean, if you look in the album notes, it says this album is Don K's folly. So that was basically their way of saying, well, when this album tanks, we told you so. It was Don's stupid idea. So, fucking, so they really didn't believe in us, but still they wanted it to, probably potentially sell or something. So, they knew, I'm sure they knew, if we release it like this, no one's going to buy this shit, So whatever the motivation was, it turned out good in the end, and we were stoked.
Gotcha. Hell yeah. So when it came out, so I guess Chuck, well, you'd said you'd already came back to Florida. Did Chuck come back to Florida, and then you went back to your home? And
after recording the...
Yes.
I know the timeline's kind of weird. So, like, we did the attempt in Florida, and then we came back here, both of us, and then we got sent down to LA and did it properly, and then we came back up, we must have came back up, and then Chuck went back to Florida pretty soon after that, and I stayed here. And little did I know I was going to stay here and he was going to stay there. So, timeline's super screwy, but
right.
I 97% sure about how it went down.
So you just, your place was in San Francisco and his place was in Florida, and that was about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not in San Francisco. I'm probably about a 40-minute drive from there, but
Gotcha.
I'm like, like within 30 minutes of like Berkeley and Oakland and shit like that. So I'm like from around here, but yeah, I this is home base for me, and so that's still not changed.
Right. Gotcha. And so then Chuck went on to do what I had started talking about, and gathering the guys and then doing the whole Scream Bloody Gore tour, and the rest is history. But he did his thing and I did my thing. It worked out good. It worked out for both of you. And then you've had a fucking excellent career in music. Oh my God. I enjoy your style of raw, doomy, slow, and then the fat. I enjoy it. It's my style.
Thanks,
And
I appreciate that.
And I'm really good friends with Obituary, so they're kind of similar, but not at all. You know what I mean? You know, the slowness, the fastness, but you're totally two different styles of death metal, but you're both like in that vein, like I'm
familiar with those guys.
Celtic Frost and so on, all those types of doomy, then fast bands too. I love that shit, man. So
nice. Awesome.
So then how did you get going with doing the autopsy thing?
That was from meeting Eric Cutler through Steve DiGiorgio, who was a mutual friend. I was looking for a gig because the death thing had come and gone, so I'm like, oh shit, what do I do?
Right, I got you.
And I was friends with Steve, and so was Eric, and Steve was like, hey, you should meet this guy named Eric, and maybe you guys could get along or something like that, So
Steve's a good dude, by the way. I love that dude.
Oh yeah,
I've known him for many years.
Oh, yeah,
He's an awesome dude.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, he put us in touch, and we, next thing you know, we're like, yeah, let's make a band together. And it was pretty much simple as that,
Killer. I mean, and that severed survival. I just saw the set of that in Texas, in Houston, at the Hell's Heroes, which was fucking awesome.
What we can get through of it, yeah. I think we only got to play like maybe 7 songs because they as you were there, I'm sure you remember, they pushed everything back through that lightning storm, and so our set got chopped in half. So we got to play like I think a half an hour, but I kept thinking, well, at least we get to play something, because we were legitimately thinking that we made it all the way out there and weren't even going to be able to play. We're like, oh, all right, well, so much for that.
Well, but I was happy to see it. I mean, have you ever toured on Autopsy?
Yeah, we've toured a few times, not in recent years.
You did early on, though, right?
During chapter 1 of the band, if you want to call it that. Yeah, we did 2 European tours and a U.S. tour, and then when we reformed, we're like, nah, we're not going to tour. But we played tons of shows all over the place, but just usually like 1 at a time, occasionally 2 at a time, but mostly 1.
Right. Hell yeah. I mean, did you play Florida back in the day?
No. I mean, I've been there a couple times, but never played. We haven't played it. No, we haven't played a show there yet.
I saw you once before at Maryland Death Fest, and that was it. So.
Oh yeah. We've done that one a few times. That's always fun.
So that was the second time I'd seen you ever, and I was thrilled to death. It was awesome. It was great to meet you in person, also, man.
Oh yeah, likewise, man. That was a hell of a festival there.
That night I got wrecked.
Oh, hey, well, sometimes you got to do that.
Hell yeah. I didn't get too wrecked last night though, but I just drank a couple with my bro. But anyways, yeah, man. So then you went on to you went on to do Abscess?
Yeah, we did that for the Autopsy split up and did Abscess for 15 years.
And it's another amazing band.
Oh, thanks. That was kind of, we were constantly under the radar with that band.
Oh, really?
Pretty much. It was, I don't know. It was an uphill battle all the way, but we had a hell of a good time with that band. It was crazy.
So, what made you? What made the silence of Autopsy for a little while there?
Oh, the 15-year intermission.
Yes.
It was the U.S. tour that did us in. We went on tour for upwards of 3 months, and it was just there was good moments, but it was also really tough. It was just organized really, really badly. We had a lot of poor attendances. Some shows are killer. We had some good times also, but it was rough, man. It wasn't, the living conditions were not spectacular.
In a van?
And then, we had rented an RV. Oh, okay. And, we had rented an RV, and then, 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 we had rented an RV, there was like 7 of us on it, and it was just too much. It got really not fun after a while.
Gotcha.
I mean, for my part, like a week, maybe 2 weeks in, I was ready to go home, and we still had like 2.5 months to go. So it was just one of those things that just like sucked all the fun out of the band. And we got home, we're like, this isn't fun anymore, is it? Nope. All right, there we go. That's that. And we thought that'd be the end of it forever, and it wasn't.
Well, you made a mark in death metal history, so it couldn't have gone away forever. Thank God. But
yeah, we're having a great time now.
So that was what catapulted Abscess to become more of a solid band.
Oh yeah, no, Abscess was a solid band from the beginning.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, that was our new adventure.
And how did you jump into that, come to get everybody to do that and gather your musicians, and what led to Abscess?
Oh, that was actually really easy. Danny and I, when Autopsy was falling apart and we knew it, we were like, well, let's form a new band. Who are we going to get? And then this guy named Freeway, who was in that band, Immortal Fate, he was our touring bass player on the Autopsy tour. We're like, oh, we'll get Freeway. That's easy. And then our friend Clint, who used to be in the band Hex, he was always a good buddy and really cool. And he was who we thought to hit up for our second guitar. So we got home and we hit him up, and he was into it. And it just fell into place quickly and easily, no effort.
Hell yeah, man. And shit, I got a few of those albums myself.
Cool. Nice.
I got a large collection of CDs and vinyl. And cassettes. I have some old cassettes too from the locals and the tape trading days. But and let's see here. When did you get into the you did Doomed around while you were doing this other stuff?
Yeah, that was just like a thing for fun. That was never a serious band. It's just like something we did just for the hell of it, and recorded like 2 sessions that came out as 7-inch releases, and that was it though. It was never like anything serious. It was just for shits and giggles,
Yeah, I have it on CD also. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Now it's just strictly for fun.
Gotcha. Another like raw sounding band. God.
Oh man. Yeah.
I mean, the offbeats and the slow. I really enjoy it. I can't say it enough. And
awesome, man. Thank you. Glad you like it.
So how about, give us a review on how the Ravenous came about.
Oh boy. That I know. That just came about from getting back in touch with Killjoy. I like talked to him once back when I was hanging out at Chuck's house. We like back when you just like call people for no reason.
Right.
Like, he had Killjoy's number for some reason. One night we just like called him, and we both talked to him on the phone. That used to be normal. Now if you just call someone, you're a fucking psychopath, But yeah, so I knew him a little bit, and then I saw that Necrophagia had reformed, and I reached out to him, just going, "Oh, I see the band's back together. That's cool." And then we just started talking. We're like, "Oh, we should make a project together or something." And yeah, it's just one of those things. You start talking about it, and then it happens, And like, oh, you mentioned getting Danny Lilker to be involved in it, and I thought that was a great idea, and Danny was into it. So next thing you know, we're fucking playing shows and making a couple records and stuff.
Oh yeah, man. So you it looks like you were really tight with Danny and Clint pretty much back in those days.
With who?
Clint and Danny.
Oh yeah. Still tight with Danny. Still chugging away with Autopsy.
Hell yeah, man. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
You guys did a lot together. It looks like.
Oh yeah. 36 years worth so far.
Wow, crazy. And okay. How about Siege of Power? Man, you were involved in so much shit. I forgot how much you were, and I'm reviewing some of it now. Siege of Power. How did that come about?
That was just from.
You're just doing vocals on that one, though.
Oh yeah. That was just vocals. Yeah. Yeah, those guys reached out to me because they were looking for someone to do vocals on a recording they were working on. They're first, the band was called First Class Elite, and they were going for like kind of a crossover sound or something like that. And they had a vocalist, and he bailed out for whatever reason, and asked if I would want to do vocals on it, and I was like, sure, that's just vocals. Yeah, that's easy. Okay, sure. And then they're like, oh, yeah, we need you to write lyrics for it, too. I'm like, okay, cool. And then they're like, yeah, it's going to be 20 songs. Like, oh, fuck. Okay. So next thing you know, I'm writing 20 lyrics, doing 20 songs in the studio. And it was fun. It was a good time. And then we did another one, it was last year? No, maybe year before. So, yeah, we did 2 records. And, super fun, man. Doing vocals is great. That's, a couple hours in the studio and I'm done,
Did you ever do any live stuff with them?
No, not at all. I mean, those guys are all out of the Netherlands, and I'm over here. But no, it's again, one of those things just for fun, making music with your friends,
That's what it's all about. It's having fun for sure.
Oh yeah.
When you're not having fun, it's time to get out. Kind of like what happened with the Autopsy, huh? Early on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we're not. No one's making a fortune off this, so you're not having a good time, then there's no point.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Static Abyss.
Okay. Oh man, we're going down the list here.
Man, I know we're going back. It's like a marathon of history.
Yeah, we'll run out pretty soon.
Yeah. I'll spare you the others.
Oh, no, it's okay. No, it's all right, man. Whatever you want.
Right on.
Yes, Stack Abyss is just like something that Greg came up with, who's Autopsy's bass player. He just had this crazy idea of just making music together, but not knowing what it was going to be. He asked if I wanted to make a recording with him. I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, well, what's it going to be? He just said, like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, I'm in. So we got together, and he just kind of like threw riffs at me. Like I got behind the drums. He's like, oh, I got this riff, and maybe this could go into this one. And, we just put like a song together to where we could rehearse it and get all the way through it. And then he would hit the record button, because Greg, by profession, he's a recording engineer. He's got his own studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, we just did it like that. We'd get a song down, he'd record it, and then we'd get another one down and record that. And then, over 2 days, over 2 weeks, like one day each week, next thing you know, we had like 10 songs, and, it sounded cool. So we went into his studio and finished it up. I did vocals on it, and he added some more guitars and bass and stuff. And, it came out really good. There wasn't something that was meant to be anything, or like, an album with a record deal or any of that, but it came out good enough to where we asked Peaceville if they were interested, and they were. And then we did a second album, and now we're talking about doing a third one. So it's fun. I've never worked like that before, where nothing is rehearsed. That was kind of a cool, different experience, like learning shit on the spot in the studio and putting it down. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. I was going to say, is it nerve-wracking at all, trying to do that on the spot?
No, it was fun, man. I loved it. I
think you're professional enough at this time now, after all these years, to be able to do that.
I try. I mean, it's the difference is, with being in Greg's studio, we have the luxury of time. If we're going to the studio with Autopsy, we have an allotted budget and allotted amount of time, and you have to show up very well rehearsed. Otherwise, you're going to burn up all your studio time. And and burn up your budget and have nothing to show for it. So when we roll into the studio with Autopsy, we got our shit down,
Right.
But doing the Static Abyss stuff, that's Greg's studio. So not that he's got all the time in the world to flush away, but we're like, all right, let's get down like 5 songs a day. That's easy enough, So we had the luxury of time, but not endless time.
I got you.
There was a limit on it, but yeah, no, it's fun, man. I loved it. It was a good time.
Man, you really do stay busy. I see a list of some other bands that you don't have any recorded stuff on, I don't believe. Well, maybe Frightmare. Oh,
yeah, that wasn't anything serious at all. That was just kind of like trying to keep busy for a minute.
And I see a Painted Doll, but I don't find anything on that.
Oh yeah, no, we've done 2 albums.
Oh yeah,
my friend Dave Hill. That's not like metal or anything like that though. That's just like rock, kind of psychedelic rock with some like power pop stuff in there, and it's kind of a mixed rock and roll bag. But yeah, that shit's super fun.
I'm gonna have to dig more into that. I gotta hear it.
Yeah, there's 2 albums out. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
We actually did like a couple mini tours with that. We opened up for Monster Magnet for a couple shows.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking it's a fun band.
Okay, now I get the style, I guess, kind of. I have to listen to it for sure. I have an eclectic music taste, so.
Oh, cool. It doesn't sound anything like Monster Magnet. So
okay, gotcha.
We got to be direct support with because Dave, who I'm in the band with, he's friends with Dave Windorf from Monster Magnet, so that's how that got hooked up.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Violation Wound.
Yeah, that's another one.
Your list is crazy, man.
Yeah, someday I'm going to be too old and decrepit to do anything, so I might as well do it now.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Do what you can do, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's fun, and I get restless, and when cool opportunities come up, and but yeah, that was like a straight up like hardcore punk band,
nice.
that I have with that I have with a couple of friends of mine. We haven't done anything for a few years. I'm hoping we can get back on it and do something again at some point. But yeah, I think for like 7 years in a row, we just did hella stuff.
Hell yeah. I have some of this band, Eat My Fuck.
Oh yeah. There was 2 things from that. Yeah. I don't know. That's a mysterious band right there. I don't know who's in it.
Gotcha. So that's not yours?
Oh, it might be.
Eat My Fuck. Eat My Fuck. It lists you in here, and I have some of that.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I am in it then. Yeah. No, that was me and Danny and Joe from Abscess just having some fun.
Okay, there might be another Eat My Fuck.
No, that is us.
Oh, that is you guys. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was just fucking with you. Yeah, we went under fake names for that, so it's just like.
Oh, I got you.
Playing along with that. Never mind. I was trying to be clever. It didn't
work. So you went under aliases, huh?
Oh yeah.
So that's why I didn't know that. I guess when I had to Eat My Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Crazy.
It's so mysterious.
That is funny. Awesome. Mirror Snake.
Oh shit. Another just kind of psychedelic rock band that just like it was me and Danny and Clint and Joe, basically all of Abscess, and then my sister-in-law did vocals on it as well. And we just made like a recording and pressed it up on CD, and no one bought it. Now I got like piles of the CDs in my garage. So that's pretty much that one in a nutshell. But it was a lot of fun, just doing something different, playing some more, you know, more rock.
Right. Gotcha. Hell yeah. So,
Yeah.
so you've got a couple of recent albums out. One from Autopsy, which you guys are just still killing it, fucking across the board. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, thanks, man. We're trying. We're doing our best.
And the recent Siege of Power, I say recent, but it's been a you know, last year, and also a split with Static Abyss. What's up and coming with your 20 bands that you're a part of or were a part of?
You know, honestly, the only one that's active right now at this moment is Autopsy.
Oh, okay.
You know, not to say that other things can't or won't happen with other things, but yeah, that's right now. That's the one that's constantly busy. You know, so yeah, we're playing shows and planning on hopefully making a new album next year. Just, you know, keeping it going.
Right. Killer, man. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad you guys came back. I mean, it was like every couple of years. Well, there was the lull between a couple of albums, but still you've been pretty much releasing again since 2011. It's fucking killer for us fans of Autopsy. Hell yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, we're trying to keep it going, you know.
I know you got Milwaukee Metal Fest coming up. Any other shows that you can blurt out here coming up?
Yeah. We got well, that one we're doing Obscene Extreme in the Czech Republic. That's in July. We're doing a show with Repulsion and Spectral Voice in LA in September. And we got a couple other things in the works too that haven't been announced yet. But
Gotcha.
there's a couple more things on the way.
Hell yeah. So let me ask you, you have a full-time job that you can talk about, or?
I mean, I do side hustling, you know.
Oh, gotcha.
Something that is worth talking about or noteworthy, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, or you can call the band a side hustle, whatever you want. But
right.
Nah, I mean, nothing. You know, I've always just done what I need to do to make ends meet. And I don't have a career, or anything I'm good at, you know. But if I need to make a few bucks, I can do
I
it.
think I think you're good at drums and vocals. Yes.
I'm trying. You know, maybe someday I'll get it down.
So what do you do? You're a busy guy. So what do you have time for? That's another passion of yours other than music, drums, vocals. Is there another thing that you're into?
Not really. I mean, that's kind of. I mean, not that I don't like anything else, but I don't. There's nothing else like I don't care about too many other things besides music. You know, that's the thing. Like, I don't give a fuck about sports or fucking cars or like normal things or computers or anything like that. It's just like all that stuff is alien to me, you know. So just playing music and listening to it, you know, collecting. I still buy records and CDs and shit all the time.
Nice.
Pretty much that, you know, and nothing else.
Yeah,
it's exciting to talk about, you know, like read comic books or whatever, you know. But just kind of like, you know, music's the main thing.
Yeah, I still visit record stores whenever I go into another city. I have to do it. I have to try to go there.
Oh, yeah.
I try to buy something from that city if I've never been there, or some band that they can suggest to me if it's a metal store. But
oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm with you on that. And then I always remember where I got things from. Maybe you do that too. I'll be like,
yes.
Oh yeah, I remember I got this in, you know, fucking whatever, you know, whatever city and whatever state or whatever. I still remember when I listen to stuff. It makes me think back about that particular visit. It's really cool.
Yeah. Do you have? I mean, sometimes it's tough for popular or more famous musicians to talk about this because they don't want to put anybody out there. But is there certain bands that you're really into at this time?
Oh man, tons.
Yeah.
Just
I know.
always.
There's so much. There's so much out right now. It's way different than back in the day.
Well, I mean, there was tons of stuff back in the day too, but you just had to work harder to find them. Now,
That's true.
Search search, you had to go like buy a fanzine or just take a chance in the record store. Now you can, if you're not sure about something, you can listen to anything you want on YouTube or whatever. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff, a lot to keep up with.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Well, I don't want to keep you any longer. I really appreciate it, Chris, man. And I have to thank Robin Mason. She's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's super cool, man. Yeah.
And she's the one that connected us. That was awesome. And once again, man, it was great to meet you once again, to see Autopsy, the Almighty Autopsy. I'm planning on trying to make another trip when you guys play the U.S., just not Milwaukee Metal Fest this year, and probably next year or something.
Oh, okay.
And
it's a little out of the way. I know that.
Yeah, it is. But I plan on going out to San Francisco. I've actually never been to San Francisco, one of the cities in the U.S. I've never been to. And
oh shit, yeah! If you make it out there, let me know.
Absolutely, man. I was thinking about going to the California Death Fest later on. I think it's in October. And
oh, okay, gotcha.
And that's up there in San Francisco area, or maybe Oakland, or it's somewhere around.
I think
up there.
I'm not sure where they're doing it. Honestly, I think they might be doing it in Oakland, but I don't know.
Gotcha. Do you go out and attend a lot of shows, or?
Oh yeah. I mean, whenever it's something I want to see, I just saw. It was about a week ago. I went and saw Mortuous and Cemetery Filth. That was really good. And fucking Hell's Heroes. We stayed. Most of us stayed for the whole fest. Which I've never done that before. We usually just play and come home. And put on. There's too many, as you were there. There was way too many good bands, man. Like
amazing.
I couldn't go home and not see like Sodom or Sirith Ungol or whatever. There's just like too much to miss.
I'll tell you another band that blew me away was Watchtower.
Oh man, yeah, that was. I didn't think I was ever going to see Watchtower in my lifetime. And
me neither.
I've been into them since I heard the demo, before the album even came out. So to see that, and not only see them, but they sounded exactly like the record.
Yeah.
They were like spot on perfect. It was unreal.
I was blown away, man. It was fucking phenomenal. Oh man.
Absolutely. Yeah. I loved all the bands I saw that weekend. I can't think of any that weren't killer. It was super fun.
There was one band that I had just recently heard of, because I did a show on all the bands that played, but oh my God, it's escaping me. You wore the shirt that day of Watchtower, because I was like, that's a killer band. Oh man, what band was it? Started with an S.
Oh, Stygian Crown?
Yes. Oh my God. Killer band.
They're great, man. I love them. Yeah, they're super good.
I mean, I'm a new fan for sure. I'd never heard them before until I did this show. And that's why I do specials like that on these fests sometimes. And I'll hear some new band that I've never heard. And fucking, they were amazing too. And
yeah, I recommend them. Absolutely.
And then, of course, Candlemass and Sodom and Queensryche.
Oh yeah. There's, I know there's a long list, Girl School with Killer, fucking Doro. I mean, there was too much going on. We got to meet Doro too. She was super cool. Very, very nice to us. We actually shared a trailer with her. So they were like, we got to cross paths.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just a stellar weekend.
And Demolition Hammer. Holy shit. They brought the hammer down.
Yeah, they were fantastic, man. They sounded amazing.
That fucking, man, it was a great time. And
oh yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, it's great to talk to you for a few minutes there, you and Greg. And yeah, man, fucking had a blast. And
awesome. Glad you. Yeah, me too.
And I appreciate you joining us here on Metal Messiah Radio. And we'll talk again someday, I'm sure, man. And I'll be listening. I'll be playing a shitload of your music for my show, coming up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's going to be
All right.
Chris Reifert Day.
I appreciate the support, man. That's very cool.
Hell yeah. And then when I get it done, I'll send you the YouTube link when I have it on YouTube, the interview.
Oh, please do.
Hell yeah, man. Chris, I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the joking. It's awesome. Awesome fucking dude. Hell yeah, man.
Right on,
and
man.
once again, thanks,
Good
Robin.
talking to you. Yep, thanks, Robin. Appreciate it.
And thanks, Chris. Talk to you later, brother. I'll let you get back to your
All
thing.
right. Right on, man. Good to talk to you, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Hell yeah, you too.
All right.
All right,
Bye.
see ya.